So I've been a complete moron in Raid Shadow Legends when it comes to gear. I've made so many mistakes, and today, in this video, we're gonna try to fix it all. And just before we get started, I wanna thank Raid Shadow Legends for sponsoring today's video. If you want your own free epic champion and a ton of loot to help you dominate in the beginning of the game, make sure to use my link in the description or this QR code right here to download the game for free and get all of that sweet loot. This works for both new and returning players as long as you create a new account. Using the link helps me and makes you a true legend. Another day in Raid Shadow Legends. I'm really excited. We're gonna fix all of my mistakes, and I'm definitely gonna need your help. So make sure to comment down below and give me some advice, or let me know if you think I'm making any mistakes, because I'm still a noob. You'll see. But before we talk about my noobness, I want to show you something. So in the 2 videos ago, I had 39 shards, blue ones right here, that I pulled in this event. As you can see, there's still a 2 times chance of epic or legendary. But before, I think it expired yesterday, there was a 10 time chance to pull a specific legendary champion, Vizook. So we pulled 39 shards and we got no legendaries whatsoever. It was an epic fail. Link video for you up top if you wanted to see exactly what I pulled. Now yesterday, I was able to get 2 extra blue shards, and I pulled them because the Vizook whatever thing was still going on. So I figured, let me pull them and see what I can get. And as you can see right here, and of course on the screen, I pulled 2 extra champions. I thought, ooh, nice. One of those champions was this girl right here, Luria. I looked her up on Hell Hades and she's not really that high. Seems okay, but of course I'm not gonna get rid of her. I'll stash her in my vault, but not probably the best champion. However, the last one I pulled, the second shard over here, was this guy, Farakin the Fat. And he's rated as a 4-star on Hell Hades, which again is that's the highest champion I have rating wise, is a 4-star. And if I take a look at his skills, they're actually like really good. Again, I'm not a professional at this, but I think that he's gonna be able to boost, right, the damage on my other champions. It seems like a damage dealer, but also seems like a booster because he does a decreased defense for 2 turns, which is nice, right? He also does the HP and a poison buffs or debuffs for 2 turns, which is also nice. And if you get him down, it actually is more than that. And then also places an increased crit hit and crit damage rate. So all in all, it seems to me like this guy is a pretty good addition to my team if I pair him with Kale or something like that. So I was like pretty excited. As you can see, I started leveling him up already, and we also geared him. We'll talk about that in a second. But before we talk about the gear, what I wanted to do, cross your fingers. We're gonna pull 3 more shards. The reason we're doing that is because there's still an event, a 2 times chance for epic and a 2 times chance for a legendary event. The other one, the summoning boost for the last Vizook legendary champion, is gone. It expired like a few hours ago. But hey, it's still a 2 times chance. So maybe we can redeem ourselves and redeem the last video where we'll pull 39 of them and actually be able to get a legendary. So let's do it together. Cross your fingers. Come on, baby. Legendary. Not legendary. Okay. One more time. Come on, baby. A legendary or at least an epic. There you go. Do your boy a favor. All right, here we go. We got a Delasia. Let's check her out here. Delasia, however you want to pronounce her name. Actually, I guess it's a her, right? I mean, it might be a him, but it looks like a her. Definitely a lizard. Lizard men, so maybe that is a him. But one way or another, is rated a 3.5 star on. That's not bad. So let's see what we got. Attack an enemy 2 times. Each hit heals the champion 2% of their max HP. So that's kind of nice. And then also has a 20% chance of placing a poison. I heard that's always a good thing. 50% chance of decreased attack for 2 turns. Okay, that's actually has a 75% chance of placing a 50% decreased attack debuff for 2 turns. That is nice because that's obviously going to neutralize the other team. For 2 turns, half of the damage. That's pretty good from what I understand. There's a continuous heal buff on all allies for 1 turn and places a shield. That's also really nice. Right, and then he does the, 30% chance of counter attacking. Okay, and has an increased all HP in faction crypts. So it seems like a pretty good champion, actually. 3.5 star, I'm definitely keeping him. I want to actually show you another 3.5 star I pulled in the last video. Seems also to be a good champion. But one last time, let's cross our fingers. Let's pray to everybody who we can pray to. And please, for the love of everything that is holy, get me a legendary. All right, we got a Marauder. Lovely. No legendaries. So, let me show you the other champion I pulled really quick. Also is a 3.5 star. A lot of people in the comments said that this is a very good champion. Fane. What do you think about this? Let me know in the comments. Maybe I should add her to the team as well. It seems like she has pretty good skills, right? Attack enemy 2 times. It has another skill right here for the poison debuff. If you ascend her, she does the decrease attack also. Pretty good. And then decrease defense and then weaken. 25. This is, so second hit has a 75% chance of placing a 25% weaken for 3 turns. That seems like a really good skill as well. I should do a little bit of a deeper dive into her. So since I have a few more legendaries right now, I'm not really sure what my best champion team is. Right? In the last few videos, we've also ascended Chronicler Adlin, who is the worst legendary champion in the game, but in my case, my only one. And also helped ascend Tree right here. Right? So we got a pretty decent setup going right over here. I'm thinking that I want to use, again, I'm not 100%, but follow me here and tell me if I'm wrong. I'm thinking Kale for a big damage clan boss and I don't know, some of the pushing maybe campaign a little bit further, whatever. I was thinking Kale, right? Haikatoon as well. Maybe Haikatoon being the lead because she can speed up my whole team. A Kale, Tree Shield for my a Reviver. Although I do have Broadmaw, who's also a Reviver. I don't know if I should be using him or Tree. I think Tree is obviously geared, and also I've awakened him, so I thought probably is a better idea. But again, let me know in the comments, do you think I should be using Tree, or should I replace Tree with Broadmaw? Because both of them do revive 2 allies, so I don't know. So if that's the case, right, Adeline could also be used, I think, because I have a blessing for her. She's pretty maxed out, as far as I can go. I mean, 6 star maybe eventually, but oh no, I mean, she's pretty decent. I'm not going to use any of the books to up her skills, but still, I think it's probably one of my best champions. She has a higher power than Kale, but again, correct me if I'm wrong. And then the other 2 that I could put in here, and again, I'm not 100% sure, right? In a 4-man team, it's probably these 4, but in a 5-man team, maybe I could use this guy. The Farakin the Fat could also probably boost Kale and get, and have everybody deal a bit more damage. So maybe that should be my 5-star team. Although a lot of people say in the comments, use Fane because she's also very nice for clan boss. I don't know exactly how I'm going to be able to do that because her defense is kind of low, especially for me, right? If I go to, let's see right here, her defense is, I don't know. Is she going to be able to even survive clan boss? Maybe if I max her out and put a bunch of gear on her. Anyway, long story short, let me know in the comments down below. Who do you think I should use in a 5-man team? I'm thinking this guy, to be honest with you. Farakin the Fat. He's kind of fat, but he's pretty beastly. Now back to what we were originally talking about, which is gear. Now, originally, I really didn't have any idea how gear worked. I come from a bunch of other games like Diablo and etc., where if you pull a higher rarity gear, like a legendary versus a regular piece of gear, there's a 100% chance that the legendary is a better piece of gear. Over here, it's not like that. From what I understand and what I realized is that all of the gear is actually random. And a lot of the gear that you might have can still be garbage. So, for example, and you've seen this in the other video, I had these boots right here that I've ascended and got to be legendary, but they didn't have the main stat be a speed. So I thought, oh, well, so what, right? That's not really a big deal. Apparently, it is a big deal. Apparently, if you have a boot that doesn't have a main stat as a speed and some of the good substats with it, well, it's complete garbage. And because gear is random in the game, you're able to get a legendary piece of gear with garbage stats. I didn't realize this. I thought If you get a legendary, it's better than everything else. Just put it on and continue moving down the line. That is not the case. So I re-geared Kale. I re-geared him to have the correct gear. As you can see right here, the main stats on these gear pieces are better than what they used to be. If you haven't, if you want to know what they looked like before, I'll link a video for you above. You can take a look. But generally speaking, I've changed all of the gear pieces, and now I'm also re-upgrading all of them to the high level, and that's why this one right here is still a level 1. So eventually, once I get these gear pieces up to 14s and 16s like the other ones used to be, I think that my stats are going to be a lot better. Now, I didn't do this with any of the other champions, except for yesterday when I tried re-gearing everybody. So take a look. Adeline, right here. I'll show you the before. This is what she looked like before. And here are my stats for after. Now, this was a little tough, but if I take a look at the main stats for her, right? So if we take a look at the boots, as you can see, there's speed on them now. And I know that the main stats for Adeline, right, whether it's a primary or a secondary, it should be accuracy, speed, HP percentage, and then defense percentage. And that's what I tried to do. So I grabbed basically the best gear that I have with all of those, at least some of those stats, to be able to bounce her up to the right level. Right, HP percentage, I made sure that I go percentage versus flat stats in here, used all of these pieces, and I think these are the best ones that I have so far. So, I cleared all this out, I added all of those. I did not start upgrading them yet because I don't have enough money. In fact, what we're gonna do here is actually we're gonna delete some of that gear and hopefully sell it. Maybe let's do that now. And it's a little tough, to be honest with you. I have a lot of gear, right? And if I go, let's take a look at this. If I go filter, right, and then we're gonna go to, this is a tough one. I think it's rank and rarity, right? I'm having a hard time trying to figure out what I need to sell. Because sometimes, like if you look at a piece of gear, right, this one has, HP and, well, it's not a good one, but there's, like, for example, this one right here has a crit rate percentage, HP percentage, and then resistance, right? The percentage, so it's not a flat stat. That's good, right? So, but then again, it depends on who I'm putting this on. Like, Adeline requires HP, so that will be better for her. But like a damage dealer would like a crit rate because that might be better for them, and HP doesn't make any difference for them. So this piece of gear, correct me if I'm wrong, is bad for some of the champions, but could be good for some other champions. And there's so many champions in the game, I'm not really 100% sure if I should be deleting or keeping the gear because it's all freaking random, right? So what if I need this? So I'm having a hard time trying to distinguish between like what gear I should not keep. So, and I'm not going to delete any of the other ones, but let me know down below. Like for example, the boots, right? If we take a look at all of the boots, do all of the boots need to have the speed? So is it safe to assume that if I have boots that don't have speed as the main stat, I should just completely get rid of them? So every piece of boot that I have that doesn't have the main stat is a waste of my time? Is that true? Or is there any champion out there that, could use some of these boots? Because if I go and I do the filter and I put the little boot on, right, priority, yeah. So if I look at some of these boots, like I have these right here, and I know we talked about it in another video, HP percentage and attack percentage. So you probably don't want to use them, right? Now, some of the champions require HP, like maybe a little bit more than speed. I don't know. 60% HP is pretty good. Would that work on Adeline, or should I really be using the boots right here? Obviously, they're not upgraded or whatever, but they provide speed. These do not, but they do have HP, which is also a main stat, right? Something that I should be going for when it comes to Adeline. Now, I know accuracy and speed are the highest ones, so I'm going nuts here trying to figure it out. But let me know down below what you think about that. So if all the boots do not have the speed as the main stat, should they be deleted, or should I keep them? Maybe not this one, but some of the other ones are actually pretty decent. Like I have a couple of really good pairs that could possibly work. There's an attack percentage, so could that be for an attack champion? Or do I just completely wipe all of these out because they don't have speed as the main stat? Let me know. But so far, I have speed gear on her. So if I go and look at my gear pieces, I think it's safe to assume that if I go filter, right, and then we go to rank and rarity, and I just pick these right here, and we get rid of this thing. There's probably, I'm never going to use common gear. I don't think so. So maybe the only safe option here is probably picking all of the common and then the green gear right here and probably deleting them because I'm not going to need them. And if I do that, select all and get rid of them, I think that's safe, right? I don't think there's any gear that's really good that's going to be a common or like a green for me. I think I'm probably going to start with blue and all the way up, right? I hope so, because we're deleting this because we need some money. So let's get rid of this. 137 artifacts. Booyah. Okay, so we're gone. That's done. So now I don't have any more, common or greens. Cool. Now, what am I doing here, really? If you look at the before and the after, obviously the before is a little bit higher, but that's because I haven't really upgraded any of these, right? If I go and I start upgrading these, see to at least like a level 8, right? I don't know how much money that's going to be. That's my only other issue. Because I re-geared all of the champions, all of them have like really low gear that I haven't really been upgrading. So it's probably going to take a lot of time to try to get these, at least to a decent level, right? At 16, I get a substat here. That's nice. But I think if I go to, is it 12? That's not a problem too with this. Like it becomes so expensive. It's probably going to cost me $1 million just to play with one champion here. I think at 12. Well, I'm getting really lucky here. Yeah, at 12. All right, so let's upgrade to 12 here. Come on. Come on, buddy. I'll tell you a funny story too. Yeah, so that increased like the damage, which really, out of all of the ones, you couldn't increase the accuracy or the HP. Gotta go with the damage. Whatever. So should I be doing that, right, and bumping these up, because that's going to get me a lot more stats on my champion, as you can see right here. I bumped it up a little bit, right, and if I just need to do this with all the rest of them. So Adeline Chase, we got her set up. So now if we take a look at Haikatoon, the before and the after, as you can see, she's got a little bit more, more speed. She's got a little bit more accuracy, but some of the other stats are lower. And again, that's because I haven't upgraded her. But speed. This one right here, I'm not really 100% sure about. Let me actually ask you, since you're here with me, let me know down below what you think about this. I'm going to go and look at all of my chest pieces, right? And then I'm going to go to priority stats. No, not priority stats. We're going to go to primary stats and then look at accuracy. Because I have a chest piece, this one right here, that's an accuracy chest piece, and it has attack speed, HP, and crit rate. What I have on her now is another piece that has HP percentage, which the HP percentage and the defense percentage is one of the things apparently Hell Hades says that she should have for her PvE, as well as resistance. It has attack, which we don't care about, but it does have a speed and the accuracy here as well. So HP, speed, accuracy, speed, HP. The attack and the CC rate don't matter. So are these the same, or should I really try to get accuracy on my chest piece? I'm a little confused about that. Like, I know that Hell Hades says her main stats, the ones that you should be looking for, are accuracy, then speed, then defense percentage, then HP. So does that mean that everything I can get, like this guy right here, for example, right? This guy has HP percentage on her because I don't have any of the gloves that have the accuracy or the speed on it as a main stat. So should I be using these gloves because these are the best ones that I got so far? I get myself confused here. Like, the gear is just out of control in this game. There's like so much to think about. I don't know. But anyway, so I've put these pieces of gear on her, and I think I'm gonna upgrade her, right? Max her out and see how far we get. But I think the stats are a lot better. This is like a better gear for her once I max them out. Then I took a look at Tree Shield, and again, same thing with Tree Shield. His is HP, defense, and then speed and accuracy. So I tried to gear him accordingly by putting HP and defense as number 1, and then speed and accuracy as basically as a secondary stat, right? So I got some of these. These are actually pretty decent. So far, the before, the after, if you take a look, not bad. But again, I need to work on him and try to get him up there. I think those are the best ones that I got. And then last but not least, because I got this new champion right here, I've also upgraded him and put some gear on him. Again, trying to prioritize Speed, HP percentage, defense percentage, and accuracy is what Hell Hades says he needs. So maybe because he's slow and fat, so we need to make sure that we increase his speed. But that's what I end up doing. I put a whole bunch of a whole bunch of gear on him that is good enough for that. While I was putting gear on all of these champions, I completely ignored the whole set thing. I just tried to go with the best stats that I could find to try to increase them eventually to whatever. And now I don't know what to do with the rest of this gear. There's like a ton of gear that I have, and I'm like, I don't know. Should I be using it? It has HP on the boot. Does that make any sense? Do I want HP on the boot? Probably not, right? Because from what I understand, everything that I've seen, you want speed. It makes sense, right? You'd want speed on your shoes because obviously it makes you faster. And then like you'd want maybe, defense on your shield because you're defending with them, an attack on your weapon, right? And maybe HP or accuracy on these. I don't know. What about gloves? Like, what do you normally put on gloves? Does it depend on the champion? A lot of questions. I'm not really 100% sure on that. But I need to know what to do with some of this gear because eventually I'm gonna, not eventually, I'm getting really close. 1,346 out of 1,500 pieces of gear, right? So I'm gonna be full soon, and I don't know which ones to delete. So that's my question to you. What do you think? Is there a specific set of gear that you completely get rid of? So I should just get rid of all of the common and the green pieces, right? I get rid of all of the boots basically that don't have speed as the main stat on it. And I should go through, because some of the gear I feel like might not be good for a certain champion. Like I might not put certain pieces of gear on Kale and say it's complete garbage. But does that mean it's complete garbage for all of the other champions as well? I don't know. So what I'm going to end up doing is going through some of the gear again, double checking, make sure that all of these stats and substats are right compared to what Hell Hades says that these champions should have. And then I'm going to try to upgrade all of them to the highest level that I can with the amount of money that I have. And hopefully, I think after that, I should be pretty decent when it comes to these teams and, gear it the right way. Now, one thing I did, and I could definitely see a massive difference is Clan Boss. Let me show you. If we go to Clan Boss, first of all, I'll take these. God, I wish I could get another blue. It'd be so nice. Don't think I'll be able to. Be nice to get a pull. What do we get here? Do we get a blue maybe? Champion Chase. What is this? What is this? What is this? Ooh, okay, tell them I like it. Oh my God, I'm number 1. 15 hours to go. I mean, obviously, I don't know about all of this. I didn't get Vizook, so I don't really. I mean, I guess I could use the soul eventually or something, but you need 5,000 points to get it. So I'm number 1 in this tournament. I am that's the same one. Yeah, sorry. I'm like, number 1 in this one too. I'm number 1 in that tournament. I got okay here. Not bad, I guess. 12 so far. Again, I'm never going to get to this guy. 10,000. You need 10,000 points, and he's got 10,000 points. So there's no way I'm going to be able to get there in 17 hours. However, I think I did pretty good in the spider tournament. So far, I think I should be numero uno right here. So I'm going to get this blue shard in 19 hours. Unfortunately, the event's going to be over, but it's still happening. There's a fire night coming up. Nice. And then the events I did okay in. But what I wanted to show you, if I go to battle, and then if I go to Clan Boss, I just migrated over to hard, right? I used to do normal. And it would take me a while, to be honest with you, to do normal. But with hard, I struggle a little bit to get to this piece right here. Most of the time, with 4 attacks before I made my upgrades and got that champion that's fat, the Farrakhan, the fat, whatever his name is. Before that, I was struggling to try to reach the 1165. I mostly never did it unless I was able to get an extra key. But if I ran 4 keys, I would be able to most likely get to the night chest because I would be pulling around 3 to 3.4 million damage. I just did all of the upgrades with the gear, and that's before I actually was able to get them all up to the right levels. So with this team right here and this new champion I have, I was actually able to do over 1 million more damage than I did before. Is it the gear? Is it the champion? Let's run this one more time. and I'll show you. But that's kind of sort of my team right here. The reason I put Adeline in the front here is because she boosts everybody's accuracy, and I feel like, you know, a lot of my other champions lack the accuracy. Although sometimes I run Haikatune because she's quick. Long story short, I put this, and if you take a look, it actually works really well. I feel like this Farrakhan guy, if he can stay alive, actually does boost some of my team and really outputs a lot more damage. I'm able to really put down a lot. I feel it, I see it. Plus this new attack I think he has where multiple enemies now start attacking on one turn, which is really nice. But look at this. I don't know if maybe it's just me because I've been playing Clan Boss now for like weeks now, trying to push up to this hard difficulty. But re-gearing my champions, and even before I do the upgrades on the gear, and then adding this Farrakhan guy onto it, along with obviously awakening Adeline, Chronicler Adeline, and I put Brimstone on her as a blessing, it's actually doing pretty good. Like, way better than I used to. So it's probably the combination, I'd say, of both of them. But I think I'm going to start running this Farrakhan guy on my Clan Boss, because it does work. I mean, Kale hits like a truck now. Yeah, I'm liking this team. I don't know. Maybe I'll try it in the arena, see how that goes. But I need to gear him and level him up, so I need a lot more silver. But that's my other thing, right? So if I delete some of the gear, like if I have a bunch of garbage gear in there that I can delete and get some silver for, I can most likely upgrade a few of my champions to, you know, pretty high levels with their own gear. And it's probably going to make me way better at Clan Boss. Because I'm really hoping that one of these days I can push to the next difficulty. Because I've been on hard for a while now. I've been stuck here. And I was having a really hard time trying to get to the 11.65 million damage to get that last chest. But I think with this team and the way it's set up now, I shouldn't have a problem with that. If I'm pulling 4 million, over 4 million damage with each one of my keys, I can easily get to 11 million by just, you know, pulling my 3 or 4 keys and doing the damage that I need to do. Look at this, 2.9 million. So this is where I'd normally die. This is like right about the time where it would be over for me. Like maybe one more hit. I think one time I got to 3.3 million and that was like the highest level for me. But although I'm not doing as, oh my God, they're all dead. I'm talking about like, oh, I just get to this. Oh, look at this. See ya. Maybe this is a bad run, all right? But I'm telling you, as you saw before, I did over 4 million. So if we take a look at this, 2 turns, I was able to get, thank you, yes, I know, go away. So 2 turns, I was able to get to 8.15 million or 8.18 million. So I can easily get to this Guardian chest, I think. We're just running it probably one more time, maybe 2. So I'll be able to lock in the highest in hard. To get the brutal, I don't know about that because I need 21 million for brutal. So it's probably it's probably far away. What do I get here for brutal? Oh, you get the blue shards. Do you get the blue shards for this? No, I never seen a blue shard on a hard. Do I get a blue shard? Oh yeah, wow, you can actually get a blue shard here as well. Nice, I've never gotten one. So that's sort of my thing over here. My Clan Boss is doing pretty good, and I think it could probably push higher in the difficulties when it comes to campaign. So I know that this video has been sort of all over the place, right? I have a lot of questions, and I'm not really sure what to do with some of these gear pieces. That's my biggest thing. I don't want to delete something that could be a god tier for one of my champions. But again, I'm not really 100% sure what to hold on to. Now, I did watch a whole bunch of videos from Ash and some other people who are talking about some of these things. Maybe I need to rewatch them again just to double check and see what needs to be deleted. But again, I'd love to hear from you in the comments down below. Please give me your best advice and I'll follow it. And together, maybe we could try to make this team actually super effective. Thanks again to Raid Shadow Legends for sponsoring today's video, and I'll see you in the next one.